Hello and welcome to the Queber channel. I'm Jason, your host, and we're going to talk about the Linux hack. Now, one of the things that makes Linux amazing is the open source side to it. This means that the community itself polices itself. Every piece of code can be taken apart. Every piece of code can be improved. Every piece of code can, over time, be checked by someone else. If you buy a non-open source code, or if you have a non-open source piece of code or application on your system, you have to just trust that the person that built it is telling the truth when they say that it doesn't collect data, although it doesn't do bad things. With open source, you can check yourself. Or more to the point, there will be people out there, very smart people, who will check it out. Now, I am going to do a very, very bad, very dummy's guide to what this hack, how it happened and what it means. This was a world-class level attack. This was not a mistake. This was not. We've had code that people have written that has had security issues and vulnerabilities, but it was never done intentionally. This was a Mission Impossible style thing. Now, we don't know all the details yet. They are still taking apart the code and trying to figure out what all the functions it caused was, what it actually did, and that. But what we know is, and still, we've got to question this. So, the first thing I've got to say is, if you're running a Linux distro, check to see whether your system is using xzutils. It's called the xzlib lzma version 5.60 or 5.61, and find out whether or not they are aware about this, or find out whether it's been patched on your system. It seems, I'm going to generalize so fucking much in this, so don't shoot me. In 2021, a user called GERD, that's GIAT75, appeared on GitHub. Nobody knows who it is outside of that. It's just no one. And they started to help out. First commits, adding useful code, adding good stuff, becoming trusted, using social engineering and all the best techniques to become ingrained with the developer who created this util library thing. And so got to the point where was able to, in 2024, remember, this was, the planning for this probably started in 2021. Now, we're not 100% sure that GERD75 did this, or was their system compromised by a hacker, another layer of hacking on top. But it looks like, because the commits and the changes were over time, it looks like it was this person who did it. But we don't 100% know yet. What we do know is that the code created a backdoor that got committed to package releases. In 2024, February 16th, or round about that time. Pretty amazing. Stunning, actually. But testing was coming months and months before that. It was, whoever this is, they were doing major league stuff. How was it found? A Microsoft engineer doing some called Andre, I'm not going to pronounce his second name, Freund, principal software engineer at Microsoft, was doing some long weekend, Easter weekend benchmarking and stuff, and noticed that the utils he was using was actually using a lot more CPU runtime than it should. And after looking into it, I found this backdoor in it, and then notified straight away the people at the community, and basically everybody started running around like headless chicken. So I'm thinking, because this kind of thing doesn't happen to Linux. The code is brilliant. I've looked at the code, I've looked at what was run, and the way it was built in, the way it was sent in via a blob of code that ran folder, set up bashes, and created and ran all the stuff and created this backdoor, was fucking amazing. I mean, literally world class. Now, this is amazing. It really is. It shows human ingenuity. It shows, it's a bad thing, but it also shows, wow, that someone could do this in a system that's specifically designed to make it not impossible, but extremely hard to inject nefarious code in. The whole point, Linux is supposed to be more secure than that. This will be talked about for years to come. Years to come, this will be talked about, because it is the level of ingenuity to do something like this shows that nothing is safe. Nothing is, this is why we say nothing is 100% secure. Nothing is 100% safe. You cannot create a completely secure system. Anything can be hacked. Anything can be broken into. Anything can be social engineered with enough time and effort. So yeah, if you do have a distro, if you just make sure that your distro has been patched, that you be wary, and that with this, the story is still ongoing. People are still trying to figure out. They're taking, very smart people are taking this code apart to see what it is. Now, someone called Thomas Rossier, he goes by @Frogger, FR0GGER _ on X, did a brilliant simplified thingy. I'll show it on here, but yeah, basically showing the timeline of what happened, and it is absolutely amazing. It really is amazing. So let's just see if we can. This is going to be problematic, but let's first of all grab it down here. I'll just have to grab it here. It's going to be a bit of a bastard to fit on the screen because, well, and then I need to reset. Where's the transformation? Okay, so not going to be that easy to see, but I'm just going to bring it down here, and there. That shows thingy. Remember, it's an ongoing story. Details will change. People are trying to figure out what this did, what was going on, and everything. What else could be affected? This is really, really advanced shit. The whole point is, what happens is this. A lot of the code that goes into Linux and things like that is created by people who say, okay, I need to be able to do something. Oh, it doesn't exist. So they write a code, they write a utility, they write a library for themselves. And then they might think, other people might like this. Let's commit it to the thingy, put it on the system so other people can look at it. And then they update it as the kernels get changed, as the Linux evolves and OSs update to new kernels and that, and it has to be recreated in that. And at a certain time, the original author might say, nah, don't want to do this anymore. And at that point, the person who's creating it can just leave it or ask for help. Because from checking out the data that's coming out, it seems that the original author of this particular part, the way this person got involved was basically to say that they could update it faster and help get it out there faster because the original person wasn't doing it as quick enough. In some ways they used like emotional blackmail type things and social engineering and that to make it look like they were a champion trying to, yeah, I want to just help get this code work out there quicker for you instead of waiting for this person who's taking too long, that kind of thing. And so the social engineering that went into this was brilliant. So I hope you're all having a good day. Even you Linux users out there,